Alright guys, so as you can see, I do have a roof rack, a box up there, and a tent, and that's going to come into effect driving on the highway and up hills because you're going to have that extra drag. One thing I forgot to note was the thermostat. I did put a 180 thermostat in the EcoDiesel. That does help a lot with the idle and the lower base point of your coolant before it starts to. It has a little bit more wiggle room to warm up to get to the hot area. So you have a little bit more cooling buffer per se. But all that stuff is not the point. The point of this video is to get a monitor for your EGT and use that and downshift and have your EGTs come down. EGTs come down, oil and coolant temperature come down as well. So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason with Wolf Overland, and I wanted to go over the EcoDiesel and how to climb mountain passes and or mountains without overheating or causing your ECT and oil temperatures to skyrocket. Now, I've been fighting this for 3 years and I finally got it in, and the fix is something simpler than doing a modification to your engine. Now, starting off, let me just say I have almost 70,000 miles on my Jeep EcoDiesel. I'm on 37-inch tires, a 3-inch lift, and a heavy Overland build. So I have a rooftop tent and a big old roam box sitting on my roof with a roof rack. So as you can see, we're on our way back now from a trip from Kentucky, the Daniel Boone, and we're in South Carolina, about an hour from the house. And you can see I'm averaging 23.4 miles per gallon. And that is pretty much what I get on a good day. But it's probably the best I've had in a while since I started doing this. So we have the cruise control set to 70 miles an hour. I'm sure you can see that. And I'm on a hilly part of I-26 that I can kind of show you guys. Watch the EGTs jump up. And see, my engine coolant temperature on the left is at 198 and my oil temperature is at 216. Typically I can keep those at that same exact temperature. Now, for all extensive purposes, the outside temperature is 73 degrees right now. So what I'm going to show you guys is, first of all, this is the Edge. I'll put a link in the description. But after their last software update, the boost does not read accurate. It was reading accurate before the software update, but it's not reading accurate anymore. So I do recommend getting the Banks update one. And the Banks one can mount either down here in this bolt hole, or it can mount up at the top bolt hole. You can get the attachment for it. And like this Edge CT, it plugs directly into your OBD2 port, so you can hide the wire down the A-pillar down to your OBD2 port. Now I have mine set up like this. You can pause the TV and just kind of write that down on how I have it set up. On the Edge, you can set alarms and notifications, so if your boost gets too high or your oil temperature gets too high, it will turn yellow to red, and then it will alert you. Audible, or just the color change, it'll change to yellow to red if you're getting too high. Your EGT, that's exhaust gas temperature, that is the main thing to get on this, because that gauge right there can prevent a lot of damage, and it also allows you to control your engine coolant temperature, EGT, that's your coolant, and your oil temperature, right there, that's your oil. And then I do have my load set up there, and then boost, my gear. That little lock means that the torque converter is locked up. TFT, that's transmission fluid temperature. I do have the PPE transmission, that transmission pan upgrade that allows you to hold an extra, I believe it's an extra quart of transmission fluid. Intake air temperature sensor on the top left and my battery on the bottom left. Now my transmission fluid pretty much stays in between 175 and 180. It doesn't really move from there with the transmission thing I have. So, I have a hill coming up here. I have the cruise control set at 70, which 70 is the optimal. I am re-geared to 4, 5, 6 gears, so just take note of all that stuff. But the main point to take away from this video is what I'm going to show you. We're coming up on a hill here. I'm going to downshift with these paddle shifters and watch my EGT start to come back down. 800, 870, 860. The lower those EGTs are, exhaust gas, the lower the exhaust is, temperature is, the lower your oil and temperature sensors are going to go. Basically, your coolant and engine oil isn't going to heat soak. The main thing with these EcoDiesel engines is that you don't want to lug them. You don't want them to be in 8th gear at 2,000 RPMs trying to go up a hill like this. So I got another hill coming up here. You don't want it to hold that gear and just heat soak. So if you start going up a hill like this, and it's probably not going to downshift, it's just the turbo is just going to spool up and just get hot. And when that happens, your exhaust temperature gets high. So I'm not going to downshift on this. So just watch the exhaust here. The exhaust is going to get hot, and then your coolant temperature and oil are just going to start going up and up and up. So it did downshift by itself here, but you can see the EGTs. So we're leveling up now. It's not a good example, but basically your EGTs, 1300 is the roof, and 1400 in small bursts is acceptable. So basically in between 12 and 1300 is your limit. You don't want to go above that. And 1400 you can do in short bursts going up hills or accelerating hard. But anything over 1400, you're doing damage to your turbo. And you're going to heat sink, and then you're going to start to overheat and derate. So that's the whole point to take away from this. Have your cruise control set to 70. And then I do have a video on installing paddle shifters, but you can manually go, slap this over and then go up or down like that. Sorry. You can slap your shifter over and shift up and down with that. But I do have a video on how to install paddle shifters, and if you have a Taser, you can turn on the paddle shifter feature. And then the one thing to take away from the paddle shifters is, like, let's say I downshift here. So right now I'm downshift into 6th gear. Hold the positive upshift for 3 seconds, and then you'll see it resets it. It basically lets the computer know it's taking back over. So you can upshift and downshift all you want, but when you're done, hold the positive for 3 seconds, and then the computer knows to take it back over and automatically shift. So that's the whole point of it. Again, we got another hill climb coming up here, and I'm going to show you guys how my EGTs are gonna you'll see it go up, and then I'm gonna shift, and then you're gonna see the EGTs start coming back down. So let me get a good lock on this, and you'll see it start to climb when I start getting to this hill up here. I'm gonna kind of get over in the other lane here. Alright, so we're technically climbing. EGT is going up. It automatically downshifted, but it won't do it. Okay, so we went back into 8th. So we're in 8th gear right now. EGT is going up. This is a pretty long climb. Alright, 8th gear. 7, 6, 6th gear. Watch the EGTs. Going down. Going down. Leveling out. I'm going to downshift again. 5th gear. You see the loads going down, and obviously EGTs are dropping below 1,000. And boom, my coolant and engine oil are not skyrocketing anymore. So I've been playing around with this for the last 2 days. And as you can see, I'm getting 23 miles per gallon. And I'm not overheating this entire trip. So, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, and if you want to see more, I'll link down below the video on the paddle shifter install. And if you like Jeep stuff, if you want to do the transmission pan to help your transmission last longer by running cooler, I got a video on that, how to do that, and how to service your own transmission. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this type of video, please think about joining my Patreon page for about $4 a month. I'll give you GPS coordinates, patron-only trips with yours truly, and a direct way to message me and talk anything Jeep and overlanding. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.